Today we're going to talk about Everfill Rigid, permanent repair product for hairline cracks and random cracking in concrete. In the beginning process, we'll chase the crack out. We'll beat it out approximately 1/4 of an inch. And what this will do, the Everfill Rigid will go into very, very thin cracks. But what we do here is create a funnel effect at the top so the product doesn't spill all over the deck, and also we'll get a gravity feed out of this. And what we'll be able to do is get a full depth repair out of this product. It's 90% thinner than low viscosity epoxy, so it's very, very thin, but the benefit it has over epoxy is that it sets up very quickly. Its initial set's probably about 3 minutes, so that you won't have it all draining down into the substrate and losing it. You won't have it dropping off and you have to come back the next day like you do with epoxy and top it off, making it a 2-day repair. This will be a 10-minute repair. After we V it out, we'll vacuum the area clean, just good housekeeping. You notice you can see the crack in this picture. Rigid will do cracks far thinner than this one. It has no problem going down into very, very thin cracks. After we vacuum it out, we prepare the product for dispensing. It comes in a 1-to-1 cartridge. Very clean and easy to use. Take off the retaining nut. We'll remove the cap. We'll place the crossover restrictor. Sometimes these are black, sometimes these are white. There's different types of crossover restrictors available. Then we'll put the mixer. It's a 3/16 by 48 is what we call that. It's a very thin static mixer. Drop the retaining nut back over the top of it, and then screw it down tight. Next, we're going to place the dual cartridge in the manual gun. And this next step is critical. Anytime you have unmixed material in that nozzle, you want to dispose of the first part that comes through. It's likely off ratio, and it'll end up not setting up in the crack properly. Anytime you stop and start again with this product, you want to dispense the first part of it. Now what we're doing here is priming the crack, putting it down neat. It'll start to flow down into the crack no matter how thin, and after a couple of minutes it starts to get tacky. So as you'll see in a little bit, when we come back through, that tackiness is going to create the ability for the product to grab itself and fill that the whole way. Again, as opposed to some epoxy fillers that we look at, you'd either have to open this crack up all the way full depth, or you'd fill it and then come back the next day and fill it again. We'll show you how to do it. We'll have all this done in 10, 15, 20 minutes depending on how big it is. So after we primed it right away, we come back and we put in some clean dry sand. Silica sand's okay. You just don't want moisture in it. You don't want moisture in the crack. This product doesn't like moisture until it's set up. And then you want it oil free, so you look for a clean dry sand. And we'll just fill the bead area out with the sand. The sand is also going to act as a surface that the top coating or overlay will adhere to. And now we're going to saturate the sand. And again, this is a rigid product. This is a weld repair. So you do not want to do this in dynamic joints, moving joints, just in the random hairline cracks. You don't want the shadow back through into your repair. You work about 10 or 15 feet at a time. If you have a couple of people, you can probably go further than that. Do 10 or 15 feet, go back, see if any of it's dropped off again. Continue to fill it until it won't take any more. And at this point, we just wipe it off. You can wipe it off. It's easy to use a real sharp floor scraper. It'll scrape right off. You can also use a grinder. Grinders work very nice. With a grinder you can almost make it disappear. And then that's it. It's ready for overlay. You can fix it in the morning. In the afternoon you're ready to do overlays, epoxy coatings.